What I want to point out with this is that this is a slow cooker recipe. So if you don't have the time, if you don't have the time to prepare 7 to 8 hours in advance, then I would advise you not to do this particular recipe, because it only turns out well if you allow it the time to slow cook. Okay, this is not one of those 30 minutes and done recipes. This is more of a, you anticipating that you're going to need to make dinner, and so before you go off and do other things that you would need to do, you want to go ahead and prepare this. So this has to be made well in advance. Shalom.
Shalom, y'all.
What you waiting on? Shalom, y'all. Grand Rising. Today I just want to come on here really quickly and show you part of my meal prep for tonight's dinner. This is a recipe that I thought I knew for sure that I had shared it and posted a video on it, but hubby told me that I didn't do it. I'm like, I know I did, but I don't know. I can't find it. So apparently I didn't. He said that he thinks that I may have filmed it when I was filming on my iPhone, and the audio was messed up. So I kind of I guess I trashed it and forgot about it and thought that I uploaded it, but I didn't. But anyway, I just want to share it with you guys real quick. Today I'm going to be using my Power Quick Pot. The recipe is Mississippi roast. Now, I got this recipe from a coworker of mine who kept saying, oh, it's life-changing, and it is. When I say I love this recipe, I love it. So basically, you can find the recipe on like Pinterest, or you could Google it, Mississippi roast. And basically what it is it's a beef chuck roast has to be slow cooked. So I'm getting ready to go to work in about an hour or so, and so I wanted to go ahead and start dinner, put it in the Power Quick Pot, and that way by the time it's time for dinner for them, the main part of the course, or the main course, will be done, which is the protein, the meat, and then Kayla or so if she's busy and she has orders to fill or whatnot, then it's something really simple that can be done as far as making a side. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Rice, we'll do steamed brown rice. Maybe we can do some roasted. Tashi says, shalom. Okay, go eat your snack. Maybe we can do a roasted Brussels sprout for a vegetable. And yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. But they can do whatever side they want to do. I just want to make sure that I at least get dinner started, so that by the time it's dinner time, that's one less thing I have to worry about. So anyway, which brings me to this. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to turn on our Power Quick Pot, okay? And the setting that we're going to be using is slow cooker, all right? So once you get to, and let me just make sure you guys can see this. So now here's the thing you need to pay close attention to. So we need to hit for the timer. Timer needs to be set for 7 hours. Okay? Pay close attention to that, and then you just hit that button and it automatically starts. Okay? What I want to point out with this is that this is a slow cooker recipe. So if you don't have the time to prepare 7-8 hours in advance, then I would advise you not to do this particular recipe, because it only turns out well if you allow it the time to slow cook. Okay, this is not one of those 30 minutes and done recipes. This is more of a, you anticipating that you're going to need to make dinner, and so before you go off and do other things that you would need to do, you want to go ahead and prepare this. So this has to be made well in advance. And then also, what I also want to point out is in terms of your family size. Like when I found the recipe when I got it from my coworker, and then I turned around and looked it up to get the whole full-fledged recipe, it calls for 1 roast. For my family size, we needed 2. So I got this from Sam's, which you'll see in probably the next video. We're going to post our Sam's haul. But so for this particular recipe, we have almost 5 pounds of meat. So, but if you're doing like a smaller family size, you can definitely cut this in half and use 2 to 2.5 pounds of meat for the recipe. But again, I would advise you to probably Google the recipe, or I'll see if I can link it in the description below so that you can see the recipe or something similar to the recipe that I used in order to prepare this. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. Well, first things first, let me go ahead and cut up my onion. So let me show you. Okay. So here I have my ingredients. I'm going to put, this is a medium-sized onion, which I am going to, I got the camera, the cap for my lid in my pocket. Medium-sized onion. You're going to need 2, if you're going to do the double pack of roast, then you need 2 packages of au jus gravy mix. And you're also going to need 2 packs of ranch, dry ranch. You're also going to need an entire stick of butter. Half of this recipe obviously calls for half a stick of butter. I put garlic in mine, minced garlic. Pick that up at Publix. And also pepperoncini. And instead of putting water in there like the recipe calls for, I'm going to be using beef broth, because I want for the gravy that is created in here to be very, very savory and flavorful. Okay, even the more. Okay, so you can use beef stock even. Okay, but I had beef broth on hand, so that's what I'm using. Okay, so basically what you want to do is go ahead and prepare your onion to slice it, and you just want to do, just a thin slice. It doesn't have to be julienne, like super thin. It doesn't have to be, you can, however you tolerate onions is how you can prepare them. Because they're cooked and not raw, everybody here they like onions, but in terms of the way I'm doing it, I'm just going to do a decent thin slice. Alright, that's that half. There's that half. Okay. And we'll go ahead and put this in there. And then also, I'm going to put the garlic in there. So I'll use, that's about like a half a teaspoon of garlic. I'm going to go ahead and place, I'm going to cut it in thirds. I'll put 1 in the bottom, 2 at the top to make sure that everything gets fully incorporated. Okay, And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just pat the meat dry. Okay, take it out of the packaging and I'm just going to pat it dry. Okay, I typically wash my chicken, I wash my fish, okay, but I pat the beef dry. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that in there. And then the other piece. And then the other piece. I'll put them side by side, okay? And then this goes in the trash. Wash my hands real quick. All right, and then we can go ahead and put our ranch seasoning in. Minus the paper. You just sprinkle it evenly over the top of the beef. Then I alternate with the au jus. Okay. Sprinkle that evenly. So that's 1 and 1, right? So then now what I'm going to do, before I put the other two in there, is I'm going to use just a little bit. Now, let me just say this. The actual recipe calls for, so for 1 roast it would be like a 1/4 cup of liquid. But 2 roasts obviously would be a 1/2 cup, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of this and a little bit of the beef broth as my 1/2 cup of liquid. So I'm going to put a little bit of this brine from the pepperoncini over top of it. So that's about a 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of this beef broth. Okay? Just like that. Now I can take in here, and it, depending on what you like, as far as like, let me get a fork. Depending on what you like as far as your taste, because pepperoncinis, I mean, everybody's different. Everybody is different. So depending on what you like as far as your taste goes, I don't think that these are spicy at all. I really don't, okay? But everybody's different. So the kids like this. I eat these on my salads. So 1, 2, 3 is already in here. 4, 5, 6.
Yes, Mommy.
That was a piece of one. Also, okay, so we'll do 7.
Yes.
So basically, I didn't call you. So we're doing like 7 pepperoncinis, okay? And then the other thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put my other 2 pieces of butter in there. 1 on top of 1 piece of beef and 1 on top of the other, okay? So that way I got butter on the underside of it, and then I got the 2 pieces of butter that'll melt on the top of the roast, okay? So now what I'll do is go ahead and put the other packet of ranch and the other packet of au jus on there. But here's what I'm going to do. I want to try to concentrate on dropping it down around the sides of the beef to make sure that everything gets incorporated, okay? So give me a second and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean, because I'm gonna zoom in and let you take a look at what it looks like over here in this Power Quick pot, okay? You don't want to add too much oil. I'm sorry, too much liquid. Give me 1 second. Okay, so as you can see, this is what it looks like. I wish I was taller, you guys. I wish I had hubby here so he could kind of show y'all what it looks like. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job, I think. So this is what it looks like inside of the Power Quick pot, okay? So what I mean to say about the other packets is I'm going to be kind of dumping them over on around the side, the other packets, where the holes are to get to the bottom of the pot so that it'll mix in together. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I showed you about kind of sprinkling the au jus gravy and the ranch packet that's left over into the sides. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So now you just let it slow cook for 7 hours. So it is 11:35 Central Standard Time here. So 12:35, 1:35, 2:35, 3:35, 4:35, 5:35, 6:35. 6:35 is 7 hours. Okay, that's what the recipe calls for, 7 or 8 hours. So that's right around time for us to go ahead and eat. And for the kids and for everybody besides myself, because I have to go to work, and so I'll probably won't get any today, but I'll probably have some for lunch tomorrow. That's kind of the sucky part about what's going on with my schedule, which I praise y'all for employment in a way and a means to do what needs to be done. Excuse me, for my family. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, in probably like 20 minutes or so before it's done, the sides will get prepared. Like I said, we can do rice, we can do roasted Brussels sprouts, we can steam vegetables with lemon and some garlic, some sea salt and pepper. You can even do mashed potatoes, because this particular dish creates its own gravy in a way with the different mixture that is in it. So it would be ideal to put over rice or over mashed potatoes. You know what I mean? Or just really you could ideally throw some vegetables in here with it. You could do carrots and celery, and you can put potatoes in here too. So it all depends on what you want to do, how you want to experiment with it. Again, it's really a pot roast recipe that's kind of zhuzhed up a little bit, because when I tell y'all, it kind of changes the way that you would make a traditional pot roast. Because when I usually make them, when I would make my pot roast, I would sear it on all sides. You would have to dredge it in flour, a little bit of salt and pepper in your seasonings, and then dredge it in flour. And then you would, slow cook it or slow roast it, braise it, whatever. And it would take a little bit more prep work, but this didn't take really any time whatsoever. Love my Power Quick pot. Can't say enough about it. Very easy to use. So yeah, I have a lot more recipes that I want to try, and I want to kind of share with you guys going forward. But this, y'all gotta try that recipe. For those of you that eat beef, and beef is biblically clean. But for those of you that eat beef, this is definitely a try. Especially those of you that have to go to work like I do, and you want to prepare meals ahead of time and take, the prep work out of the equation. That's the thing to do. So, yeah, that's about it. That concludes this video. The next time you see this pot, that roast is going to be done. Done. And basically all you do is you just take a fork and kind of pull it apart. It's extremely tender and flavorful. And those peppers in there, for those of you who like pepperoncinis or like something with a little bit more zest and flavor, the peppers absorb juices and a lot of the flavors that developed over doing the slow cooking. And when I tell y'all, it's so good. So anyway, like I said, that's it. You probably won't see me finish up the vlog or finish up the video. Babe will probably come in and close this out. But until you see me next time, please like our videos, share them. It will really, really help our channel. I hope you guys have a blessed and productive day. So I'm back, y'all. It is currently 9:25 Central Standard Time, and I remembered to come back and close out the video. Babe already took a picture of somebody's plate. It wasn't mine, but the roast was really, really good. It's tender. It made its own juice, as you can see there. There's a lot of leftovers, which we need. You know, this is the way it turned out. You can really literally, I just kind of cut this with this spoon. So just to show you how tender it is, you could, ideally you could take this and freeze it and reheat it for another day. I'm just trying to wait to make sure that nobody wanted seconds or thirds. But yeah, that's the roast. It makes, as you can see, it made its own gravy. And Kayla made yellow rice as a side and salad. So yeah, from what I can see, they loved it. And that's what Kayla said. She said that they thoroughly enjoyed it. So that was a good call by Mom. Yay, Mom! So anyway, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We really appreciate you. We thank you for your likes and your shares and your comments. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Please consider joining our family. We're constantly growing every day, and so we just want to take you along with us in our journey. And yeah, that's about it. I'm tired. I'm ready to wash my face and go to bed. So until next time, shalom, y'all.